Hey guys, I got those pieces that I cut on the sawmill off that pine log. We just got done bringing them in. Judy's gonna hand them up to me. And then I believe tomorrow I will be installing them. If not tomorrow, within the next few days, which that'll be another video for you. Actually, this will be another video for you. Editing, babe, editing. A couple of them are just shorties, but they'll still work. I need some long ones and some short ones up here. Oh, wow. Those boards I just brought up here are green. They were a green pine log. So it was only cut a few months ago, and it didn't get cut up. It was just cut down a few months ago. So it's still quite green, quite wet. But rather than to let it dry, because it'll want to warp, I'll have to sticker it real good and everything. But I'm thinking what I might do is just go ahead and bring them up here, get them screwed in place, then they won't warp. This is what I was going to do with them. This dormer here is already more or less done. See, now I can fit 5.5 inches of insulation in here, where before it only had 3.5. But so I got to fur this dormer here out yet, and the next one over isn't quite finished. This one hasn't been started yet. This one has been started, but it's not finished. You can see it has the verticals there. Verticals there, but it doesn't have anything along the bottoms yet. So I gotta get those in there, sort of like I have over here. See, I put short ones in between on the bottom. The drywall to rest against. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Make this dormer look more like this one here. But something I thought about is I want to put some flooring back in these cubbies here. Some 3/4 inch flooring, at least back from where the inside of the room is here back to this point here, which is about a little over 4 foot. So I'll put little strips in there around 9 inches wide that'll go from here out to here, and then I can go 40-inch piece from there almost to that upright there, all the way down through here. And that way we can have little cubby holes along this wall over here to reach back to put storage into this area here. So we'll have a little storage here on this side here. That's a narrow one between the two dormers. Same thing on that side of that dormer. Same thing along this side over here. But right now, just furring those dormers out will be good, so I can get my electrical boxes put in. But like I said, I got to get some flooring put in before I close everything all off. You can see it'd be hard to get flooring in with all this stuff in there. And by the way, when I say flooring for down in these areas down here, I'm talking subflooring, kind of like I'm walking on right now. The 3/4 inch tongue and groove that's down here, I want to put back in all those cubbies. At least part way back, not all the way out to the wall down to the thinnest part out there, but at least give us 4 feet or more of depth of storage on the sides. And then I guess I should have a tape measure since these are like 1.5 one way, 1.11/16 the other way. You can see it if you're paying attention, but it'd be real easy to miss it if you weren't paying attention. And this isn't the tape measure I was using, but it will work. I don't like it as much, but it'll work. That was good that way. That one's going the right way. Okay. You know what? I think instead of screwing those things in, I'm gonna run down and grab my Milwaukee framing nailer so I can just get my exercise in. I don't know, I have one of them step counters, but I'm sure I get a bunch of them around here. Now I brought some extra nails up with me, and one thing, some people don't like spending the extra money on them, but this, if you notice, has a much longer sleeve than when you get it at the store. I bought a longer sleeve because you can fit 2 sections of nails in there with just a little bit extra. So when you're almost empty, you can put 2 more in there. You don't have to keep stopping every couple minutes to refill. It really helps a lot. Makes a big difference. Helps if you turn it on, don't it? Whoops. Shoot. There. Okay guys, I know I said I was just going to haul it in with a nail gun, but there's no good way to clamp this thing, and with these things not straight, they're bowed, I got to kind of hold them in place. So I'm starting to screw in here where it's just protruding through the other side of the board. I can hold things in place where it needs to be, get the screw started in there, or get the screw in there, and then move on to the next one and get it where I want it. So little by little, there, that one's good. It's about 51 inches from the edge of the plywood, or OSB, to the edge of the OSB. So I'm going to go downstairs and cut me a piece of flooring 51 inches long and bring it up here. And that way I don't have to pull up a full sheet, for one thing. Make things a little easier. Same thing on this one over here. I'm probably gonna have to remove this piece right here to get my flooring pieces in there all the way down to the end. Wasn't thinking, that's why I stopped. I got this one up, and that's when I realized, hey, these are gonna be in my way. So I stopped, didn't put any others in there yet. Same thing here, I didn't put any in there. So this center part here, that's why I'm gonna do this one first, because I already have an opening already in here. Open there, open there. It's gonna make it easier to get that center part done. So go down there and cut me a piece of flooring 51 inches wide and get it up here. Well, cutting this thing down to 50 and 7/8 inches long before pulling it up there will make it a whole lot easier to pull up. The only thing is taking 50 and 7/8 from here, I took more than half on that last one too. So I'm gonna have two pieces left here that are less than half a sheet. Hopefully I can use them somewhere up there, piece them together up in those side cubbies. And of course the saw is still upstairs. Oh boy, getting my miles on. Up the ladder we go again. Okay, so this piece here has the, let me set this up here a second. This edge here has a tongue on it, so I got to make sure I have that groove side this way. I got to cut the 3 notches out of that side. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to lay this right down here so I can transfer those measurements onto it just the way it's going in. Move a couple things out of my way here. What am I hitting here? Oh, a nail head. Just need to pound that nail head down in a little bit. But like I said, we can drop this down and put those measurements right on there. Actually, it needs to be flipped over the other way. So this needs to go this way. There. Okay, now tape measure. I'll use this tape measure. Don't like it as well, but it'll work. Let's go 1 3/8 inches deep there. Probably same thing over here, I imagine. Inch and 3/8 on both sides. Inch and 3/8 there. Inch and 3/8 there. And then that is we will go 24 7/8. And then 1.5 inches. 1.5. Right there. I got my slot is going to be 1 5/8 inches wide. Swallow that. Actually, maybe I should make it just a hair wider. I'll do that when I mark my lines on there. Okay. Left my triangle down at the other end. Speed square. Okay, guys, moment of truth now. We've got our corners all cleaned up in all of these. The corners are all cleaned up. Now what I've got to do is I've got to take that thing and I've got to set it up on an angle like this and slide it in there and then down like that so that it encompasses these slots here will encompass where the metal plates are here. There's almost 9 inches from there to there. My slots are about 9 1/16 deep. Normally I would put construction adhesive on top of these joists here before sticking it in there, but it's not a walking area. It's just strictly for some storage if anything ever does get put in there. But why have wasted space if you can actually have storage space? That's why I'm putting the floor in there. It'll be storage space in case we need to stick something in there someday. So we'll slide it in there if it fits, and I'll leave it in there and get some screws over here with that Senko collated screw gun and get it screwed down. Wish me luck. I could have cut the slots wider and everything. I try to keep them pretty close though. Instead of making everything extra sloppy so it goes in real easy, I'd rather try to be a little more accurate, get a tighter fit around them. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, it's got metal plates up here too. This is going to want to kind of drop on me a little bit. Okay, now let's see what we got here. Don't want to pinch my fingers in there. There we go. Now, should be able to slide it back in there Especially if I had a little piece of junk plywood with a groove on it, I could put it on this end here, tap on it, but ouch. Oh, too far. Okay, now gotta get this groove started over this tongue. That's almost gonna be a two-man job. We'll see. Trying to stay on the top side of that tongue there so I don't smash the tongue for the next piece going in here. Are we getting anywhere? Looks like we might be starting to on this side. Oh yeah, that's coming in there. That's coming together. This side's not quite as tight as that side, which means I could stand and tap this side just a wee bit more. If I get a little sharper edge here. Yeah, that came together pretty good. That's designed to have a slight gap in it, but and also it's two different types of flooring. You can see, I don't know if you can tell, this stuff out here has green paint on it, and that one has blue paint on it here. So they're not exactly the same brand. And this is the longest metal plate here. You see these are slightly shorter. I could have cut them a little shorter, but just made them all the same depths. And it's back in the wall. Now I got to put one back there too. Yep. That'll be nice. Nice storage area.